Imagine standing in the middle of the world's most brutal desert sand, stretching endlessly in every direction. The sun burning down like fire, your lips cracked, your throat dry, and no sign of life anywhere. Your body screams for water. Your mind tells you it's over. But somewhere deep within, a voice whispers, keep moving. This is not a movie, not a legend. This is the true story of Mauro Prosperi, the man who spent 9 days lost in the Sahara Desert and lived to tell the tale. In 1994, Mauro Prosperi, a 39-year-old Italian police officer and former Olympic pentathlete, set out to compete in one of the most extreme races on earth. The Marathon des Sables is a race through Morocco's Sahara Desert, where competitors run over 150 miles in blistering heat, carrying their own food and supplies. For Mauro, this wasn't just a race, it was a test of endurance, of spirit, of how far the human body and mind could go when pushed against the edge of survival. He was a man built for challenges, disciplined, strong, and determined. But nothing could have prepared him for what fate had in store. On the 4th day of the race, a sudden sandstorm swept across the desert, reducing visibility to nothing. Blinded by the storm, Mauro lost his way. Hours turned into a night, and by morning he realized the unthinkable. He was completely lost, cut off from the race, cut off from other runners, and alone in the vast desert. His water ration was nearly gone. The sun punished him by day, the cold bit into his skin at night. He walked for miles, searching desperately for a landmark, for any sign of life, but all he saw was endless dunes. Hunger clawed at his stomach, thirst burned his throat. Each step was heavier than the last. Days passed. He found an abandoned Muslim shrine in the middle of nowhere. Inside, there was no food, no water, only silence. His body grew weaker. To survive, Mauro began drinking his own urine. When that wasn't enough, he caught bats inside the shrine, slicing them open and drinking their blood for moisture. His once strong body was shrinking, dehydrating, dying. By the 8th day, Mauro's spirit began to collapse. His body was withering, his lips swollen, his eyes sunken. He felt his organs shutting down. Thoughts of his wife and children filled his mind, haunting him. And in that brokenness, Mauro made a decision no one should ever have to make. He attempted to end his own life to escape the suffering. But fate had another plan. The attempt failed. He woke up the next morning, weak but alive. It was in that moment of darkness, when death seemed inevitable, that Mauro realized something powerful. As long as he had breath, he had a chance. He couldn't give up. Not now, not ever. With his last ounce of willpower, Mauro stood again. He told himself, if I keep moving, I live. If I stop, I die. That decision became his fuel. It didn't matter that he was starving, that his body was wasting away. His spirit refused to quit. He left the shrine and stumbled across the desert once more, his steps unsteady but filled with unbreakable determination. For days he wandered under the punishing Sahara sun. His lips were bleeding, his skin burned raw, but he pressed on. He survived on insects, on cactus, on anything his body could use for one more breath, one more step. 9 long days passed since he first vanished into the storm. He had lost nearly 40 pounds, his body barely recognizable. But still he walked, still he lived. And then, at last, a miracle. Nomads crossing the desert found him collapsed in the sand. They carried him to safety, giving him water, food, and life. Mauro Prosperi had survived the impossible. Doctors who treated him said it was a miracle he was alive. He had lost 18 kilograms of weight, his liver damaged, his body scarred. But more than his body, his spirit was transformed. He had stared death in the face and chosen life. He had faced 9 days of torment, yet his will to survive carried him through. This was not just victory over the desert, it was victory over fear, pain, and despair. Mauro Prosperi became living proof of the limitless strength of the human spirit. Mauro's story is not just about survival, it's about what it means to truly never give up. Life will throw storms at you, you will lose your way. You will feel alone in deserts of pain, fear, and hopelessness. But as long as you keep moving, as long as you refuse to quit, there is always a way forward. The desert tried to break Mauro. Instead, it revealed his unshakable strength. And in the same way, your darkest moments can reveal the greatness inside you if you choose not to give up. This was the story of the desert runner who wouldn't quit. Mauro Prosperi's 9-day Sahara survival. Thank you for watching. Remember, no matter what happens in life, never give up.